Yeah, g'day guys, welcome back. Kia ora. So yeah, been spending some time here in the beautiful land of Aotearoa. Quite, you know, just contrary to the weather reports, it's been sunny everywhere I went. The people here has been extremely nice to me. Just absolutely wonderful people. And the place I'm staying right now, actually, Cornwall Park Motor Inn near Eden Park, probably like 3 kilometers away. These guys are really nice. I don't know if they watch my channel or whatnot, but I literally booked the cheapest room available, and they gave me literally like a suite here. Like there's a massage chair, there's an extra bed outside, there's a living room, there's a bath, and then there's an extra bedroom. There's an extra room in there for a master bedroom. It's just been wonderful, like the Kiwis has been for me. So yeah, this has been a wonderful, wonderful trip. But boy, honestly, if it wasn't for the amazing hospitality from everybody here, I rugby is such a depressing, awful, awful, depressing sport, man. Like, I think the way that the Bledisloe Cup, the way it's set up as well, just make it even more depressing. It's like it's only 2 games, and if there's a draw, the All Blacks retains the cup. After the game, I have some footage as well. I'll put that up later in the channel. After the game, they're already handed themselves the Bledisloe Cup. When there's still technically one more game to go, I really think they should play for point difference. Even just the fact that 7 points or whatever, 8 points, or maybe a too big of a six, whatever point this is. Maybe like too much of a gap for the Wallabies to close up next week. But it still makes the game more exciting. Still, it's not just like, one game and suddenly gotta wait another year to have another shot at the Bledisloe. And I think this next year might only be one game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I just think it's so depressing how the game is as a fan to watch. And I don't know what happened. I don't know. Hopefully that didn't sound too bad. Just then the microphone was backwards. But yeah, it's yeah, it was just awful, awful feeling there to sit there and watch probably the one of the greatest All Black of all time, Geordie Barrett, once again delivering the veteran instinct, delivering the offload, drawing in Swali to create a space for the returning Roy guard. I think he might be the best number 9 in the world. Yeah, just really, really disappointing. And Geordie Barrett, how many times has Geordie Barrett delivered the winning blow against the Wallabies at the Bledisloe? It's just insane. Just insane. And yeah, I did get a chance to shake his hand after the game. It's so good as well. The All Blacks, after the game, pretty much their whole, like most of their players just walk around the stands, and not just around the field. They walk into the stands and then just get amongst the fans. I have footage as well, and shake everybody's hands and take pictures of everyone. Everybody's trying to talk to them. Everybody's trying to get pictures of them. Bowden Barrett as well. I showed him his old picture of him I had. He was like, "Is that Scotty?" I'm like, "No, it's you." He was like, "Oh," and then none more people just swarmed onto him for more photographs. He walked away with a sling, so he looked like he may have hurt his shoulder from the game. But yeah, it's wonderful times. But boy, I'm so disappointed. So disappointed with this game for the Wallabies. You know, if I go on a bit of a rant here, I apologize. But yeah, for what 22 years now, 23 years, the Wallabies has come to New Zealand thinking they're gonna win the game by kicking a bunch of penalties, and every year we get flogged trying to kick penalties. Right? It's not even close. I don't know why. And why would that even be a game plan at all when every time you try this shit, you get flogged? Okay. Anyway, I don't want to wake up my neighbors, but it's just so fucking stupid, so stupid. And the only reason I came here is because I thought the Wallabies has finally done the maths, finally looked the footage from the past and realizing, hey, we have to try something different. And they tried it against the Springboks. Got a historic win at Ellis Park. They tried it against Argentina. Got a comeback win. And somehow they get here at Eden Park like every fucking year. First penalty's given to them. Oh, boys, let's take the 3. Let's take the 3. Are we finally going to get some points on the board? Oh, my God. Let's take the 3 and let's go back to receiving. They're getting pounded against our try line for the next 20 minutes. We finally got out of half, boys. We finally got into the red zone, right? Let's take the 3 and let's go back to defend our own try line. My God, how stupid is this? How many more years are we going to keep doing this stupid shit before we're finally, maybe, try something different? It may work. It maybe not work, right? But we tried kicking penalty goals for 23 fucking years. It hasn't worked. Maybe try something different. Can't be that fucking hard. As soon as they kicked that, I knew we lost. We blew it. I know you're going to say, oh, they almost came back. Yes, that's the disappointing part. We had everything we had enough to beat the All Blacks. We defended well. We shut down the All Blacks attack in the before the advantage line. The rush defense was good. We defended the high ball well. The variety of the kicking. I'm going to talk about kicking in a minute. The All Blacks actually had more variety in their kicking than we did. We defend the kicking well. The scrum was a bit of an iffy when Tamati Williams came on, but the lineouts would defend well. The more defended well. We actually had better mauls than the All Blacks. Despite our lack of discipline around the breakdowns, everything we did, like the what do you call it? The backdoor plays, from the back line, the way that the Swali was able to be slotted into right spots. With the Harry Potter try, I thought Swali was going to get that one. He was setting up right, setting up left, confusing the defensive line. Did extremely good to actually distract. I guess that's probably what he did. He distracted the All Blacks thinking that he was going to get the ball, and Harry Potter just ran straight through. Everything we did, we had enough to win this game, which is why it was so disappointing to kick that 3-point and then concede 13 points, 2 tries on the penalty and a penalty on the other end. Rugby is a game, right, of momentum, and it swings in the game. And when the momentum swung to your side, especially playing a team against like the All Blacks, who thrives on momentum, as players like Damien McKenzie, literally, Damien McKenzie is like the stereotypical momentum player. When the game is going well, he does exceptionally well. He's absolutely Superman. If the game is going not so well, he goes into his shell and he doesn't really kicking the ball out, he missing his penalties and stuff. And the momentums are so important in the game, and you need to seize the momentum. And the All Blacks had the momentum early in the game. There was a lot of home crowd energy. Wallabies finally wrestled that away, got into the right end of the field, immediately gave that up with 3-point, and then just go and then allow the All Blacks to regain the momentum, pound the Wallabies for 20 points to 3 before the Wallabies finally wrestle back the momentum to go into halftime 3 points behind. Imagine if we didn't actually kick the 3 and we just actually stopped the All Blacks from scoring the 13 points on the other end. Imagine that. Actually, I think it was 15 points. Actually, not 13. 15 points. This would have been a different result. That's why it's so depressing to me, this game. It's so depressing. I'm never going to come back to Eden Park ever again. I'm not coming back. It's cost me a leg and an arm to come here. Only to see the first fucking penalty getting kicked after we didn't kick any penalties against the in that win against the Springboks. So disappointing. So fucking disappointing. Let's talk about something maybe a bit more technical, maybe a bit more positive. So yeah, so there was a couple points where I actually stood up and screamed, and nobody seemed to care. There was so at one point the referee, there was a line out Wallabies throw, not straight, and the referee gave a short arm. He allowed a scrum option. I literally stood up and I screamed, "You can't take a bloody scrum from a short arm." Nobody seems to care. I don't think the referee know what the hell's going on. Am I the only one crazy one that you can't take a short arm? Like, line out throw no straight is a short arm penalty and you can't take a scrum from a short arm? Am I the only one who thinks that's not the right thing? Anyway, and then there was another thing later in the second half as well, and this was quite important. There was a scrum. The referee said, I had the referee mic on the phone. It was really nice to get broadcast onto the phone. The referee literally said, no break foot from the All Blacks. And then instead of giving a short arm, which is supposed to happen because no break foot, immediately short arm penalty, he just allowed the scrum to reset. Am I the only one who gives a fuck about the rules? Like, what the fuck? But anyway, the breakdowns, I watched this many, many times just then when I got back. Harry Potter got sent over the yellow card. Yeah, his hands were on the ground, overextended, and then he got pulled back into the ball. Classic penalty. Like, that was 100% the right decision there. Fraser McGrath, there was a few I thought was a little bit tough. I thought he had the rights to the ball, and the referee gave the penalty. But the Harry Potter one was a yellow card due to repeated penalties. And, yeah, he was definitely overextended, and he got cleaned out, and then he raked the ball on the way up. That's classic penalty. Not allowed to do that nowadays. Might be able to get away with that like 10 years ago, but not able to get away with that at all now. So that was, yeah. So the breakdown penalties really hurt the Wallabies quite a bit, but I didn't think that was the key reason. The key reason is you relinquished your momentum and allowed the All Blacks an extra, 15 points when they probably shouldn't be given that opportunity. But yeah. There was a Jordie Barrett, when Beauden Barrett had a little incident when he grounded the ball in goal. Nobody to touch him. Maybe jarred his arm, jarred his shoulder or something. He was off with the sling. Interestingly, Jordie Barrett stepped in on first 5 and Damien McKenzie went to fullback. So I thought Jordie Barrett would be a fullback because he was by far the best fullback in the world. And but yeah, he was a fly half instead of Damien McKenzie. And he was just outstanding, again, big time player, Jordie Barrett. Absolutely outstanding there. Let's talk about the kicking game as well. The kicking game, really interesting. The Wallabies against the Springboks did this thing where they would get the ball to the 10 midfield, and they would put probably inside your own half, and they would put up like a high ball, almost in like a V shape, just to like a little, almost like a bomb, just outside your own 22. But the ball kind of shifts to the 10, and the 10 has the option to either go wide, or do a play, go wide, take the ball on himself, or one of these kicks that either sets up the winger for a pressure high ball, or behind the scrum or ruck, whatever, for another pressure there. So this sort of V sort of style kick, that's something that the Wallabies did against the Springboks, which I thought was really effective. Wallabies didn't do that at all this game. The All Blacks actually did this. Especially when David McKenzie was on the field. They did a lot of this thing where they'd get the ball to David McKenzie and he just put it up and put a lot of pressure on the Wallabies. Didn't quite yield too much result, but again, I thought it funny that the All Blacks taken that and then the Wallabies didn't try that at all. The Wallabies kicking game overall was box kicking pretty much mostly. There was a few times where the ball went wide and then they would kick down the sideline, work for like they did before, but again, I really thought that midfield kind of V-shaped out of the 10 option, just not is used at all for the Wallabies, was a little bit disappointing. The outside of that, I think the scrum was decent. Williams was really good against us. Alan Atoa has been out for a while, not quite 100%, I think, maybe. when it comes to scrummaging, at least. Cameron Roygar returning was outstanding. Just Superman performance from him. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Felt like I was just going crazy sometimes watching the referee giving a short arm penalty and then offered a scrum. What is going on? What is going on? But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say before we go on to the to the uh to the to the recap. So yeah, oh yeah, sorry, match stats of the game. Let's take a quick look. 544 run meters for the All Blacks, 351 for the Wallabies. Defenders beaten, 39 for the All Blacks. That's a lot. 12 for the Wallabies. Turnovers conceded. This is probably, yeah, a lot of these were probably unnecessary for the Wallabies as well. 14 turnovers. I mean, these mouse pads are just awful. 14 for the Wallabies, 17 against the All Blacks. 232 tackles for the Wallabies, 158 for the All Blacks. Only 12 missed tackles for the All Blacks. That's really, really good. 39 tackles missed for the Wallabies as well, but way more tackles had to be made. That's the thing. If you let the All Blacks play rugby, you're gonna have to make some tackles. Yeah. 18 kicks to play for the All Blacks, 13 for the Wallabies. 2 missed conversions for Bowden from the sideline. No conversions missed for the Wallabies. Yeah, the kicks from hand meters, 463 meters for the All Blacks, 289 for the Wallabies. Now the lineouts, 15 for the All Blacks, no loss, 1 loss for the Wallabies. I think that's the one that's not straight. Yeah, the one that's not straight, and then a scrum. Anyway, who cares about the law, right? Did they just change it again? I mean, it's the Italian referee. What do you expect, I guess? But yeah, anyway. 6 scrums for the All Blacks, no loss. No scrum loss for the Wallabies. I thought the All Black scrum was dominant at times. They wielded the scrum very effectively, but the referee talked about this during the game as well. You need to step forward first. You need to step forward before the wheel, but to get rewarded, they just kind of like wielded it on the spot. The referee made that very clear, and the All Blacks couldn't quite get the forward momentum before the wheel, so couldn't quite get that squeeze in on the Wallabies there. But the Wallabies definitely under pressure quite a bit in the scrummaging. Penalties conceded, 10 against the All Blacks, 15 against the Wallabies. Again, right, we talk about the penalty counts. The Wallabies was down to like 8 penalties, I think against the Springboks. And then even against the Lions as well, down to single-digit penalty count, and somehow ballooned back up to 15 with the yellow card for repeated penalties against Mr. Henry Porter, right? Mr. Henry Porter got sent off with one, that jackling, but typically that's not a send off, but it's just repeated penalties, causing the referee to lose a bit of patience. Now let's finally do a quick summary of the tries. The national anthem was absolutely outstanding. Caleb Clark's dad, Imoni, Imoni Clark did the national anthem, and he was a great singer, really passionate. And then sure, and I knew Caleb Clark. Look, he was in tears, and I knew he was gonna come out guns blazing. And sure enough, the All Blacks had a penalty. They went for the line out. They just basically crashed midfield, and then spread the ball out wide. Caleb Clark goes into the corner, cannot stop that power and strength. 5 points to nil. Bowden misses from the sideline, and then the Wallabies get themselves 7 minutes in, right? Get themselves finally inside the All Blacks half. The All Blacks riding high. The Wallabies right in front in the middle takes a 3, and I was like, yep, that's probably it. And sure enough, the All Blacks taking that relinquished momentum from the Wallabies, come back strong and hard. There was a penalty. The All Blacks kicked that immediately, and then follow that through with a follow that through with more pressure. I think it was Leroy Carter did a pick and go, went in for the try, the second one, and then again they had more penalties for the All Blacks. They went for the lineouts. They again just pick and drive, got really close to the try line. Eventually, Roy got as well, taking a dart himself over the try line for the try, and the All Black ticked up 20 points to 3 from the penalty. After that, the Wallabies finally got themselves wrestled the momentum back. There was a penalty that went for the line out. Yeah, should have done that the first time. They went for the line out. Again, the Wallabies line out setup has been really, really good. Excellent as well. So what happened is they will drop the lifter down, and then the players will be setting up already behind the lifter as the lifter is going to come down. And as soon as it comes down, the players are already running into their lifter. So the As soon as it comes down, the scrum, the ball is already moving forward. That was really, really excellent, I thought. And then the first maul didn't quite get through. A few crash balls, and then eventually Billy Pollard picking drive gets the try. And then the second try, Wallabies again inside the 22. Like I said, Swalii was just hanging around behind the rock. You can see he's picking the spot left or right. And I thought he was going to score. He swept around with Swalii, with Porter. And then the ball with the Porter, everybody thought Swalii, even I thought Swalii was going to get the ball. And then Porter just went straight through, and he was just a bit of a distraction for the try. Henry Porter gets the try there. And halftime score, 20 points to 17. Looks pretty good. I thought maybe we had a chance. But then again, momentum was back at the All Blacks side in the second half. Early on, 2 silly penalties. The All Blacks kicked 6 points. And then I knew that's not a good move from the All Blacks because, they're relinquishing the momentum that I have. Sure enough, the Wallabies build, and they got another penalty that went for the line out. Same setup as the first half. The ball comes down. The support players just runs, literally already running into the receiver, and then the ball more just went straight through with Tizano crashing in for the try. Wallabies 2 points behind, looking to finish, and then the All Blacks really, finishing strong. Was not going to go down at Eden Park. Relentless pressure. The Wallabies was able to hold up the All Blacks maybe a couple times here, and then eventually referee gave a penalty warning against the Wallabies, and then Harry Potter got sent off, and then still wasn't able to crash the line. The All Blacks got held up again. And finally, of course, the great All Black himself, the GAB, Geordie Barrett, gets the ball at the first 5, taking on the defender, and Swali bite in on him, and then Geordie Barrett gets the offload to Roy Gar for the try. And last thing I will talk about, towards the end of the game, maybe Swali is tired. He's putting the shoulders on. He's actually just going high in with a shoulder, like a rugby league style tackle. I don't know. I think he definitely did that at the end of the game. And not a couple, not just the one against Geordie Barrett is a really obvious one. He did a couple times around that, maybe after that as well. And I think that could get him sent off for a red card at some point. But yeah, I think the coaching staff needs to look at him because sometimes the players, they go back into their default, their what they know, what their instinct is, and that the instinct for him from rugby league is just put a big hit on somebody when you're going for a tackle, and that is not quite safe in that could get you in trouble in union, especially if he puts that in on a player's head. He's definitely going to get sent off for a very long time, and I don't think anybody want to see that, both for injury and both for sending him, getting a red card and suspension. So yeah, I think Swali, I think the coaching staff needs to have a look at that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and appreciate your time. And I had a lot of ice cream on the way home. I was feeling really, really depressed. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Always appreciate you watching this, and have a good one. Cheers. Still streaming. Anyway, have a good one. Cheers for real.